What's up? In today's video, we're going to talk about how you can build your 4 pillars of your own personal foundation. And we're going to do that right now. What's up? And welcome to my channel, A Journey for Passion. I'm your host, Tony Mostello. And what I wanted to talk to you today is about what my channel is about is self-love, being a happy you, being a better you. What is it that makes you happy? What's going to encourage you? That being said, this show is about the 4 pillars of building the 4 pillars for Journey for Passion of your personal foundation. 4 pillars represents 4 tables. It's this, the table has 4 legs. Structure, foundation, it's going to hold. That being said, in the past videos I've talked about journaling, and real quick, what I want to talk about with the journaling before we go into it with different things. If you have journaled, and the reason why I say journal is, I told you before, what I did personally. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm just like you. But when you get to the end of everything you can do and you're not happy, you're not satisfied with life, you've got to do something. You've got to do something. So what I did is I turned to YouTube, started watching motivational things, what to do, how to go about that. And with that, one of the things, and I spoke before, in my past I had to journal before because I had some problems. And I told you before, write down a couple good things and bad things that you're struggling with. That being said, if you've journaled, and the reason why I say this is important, if you've journaled, you've written down, basically what you think is good about you, what's bad, what you need to work on. This is personal, this is for you. So we're digging up the dirt now before we build this foundation. You've learned 2 things if you've journaled. Number 1, things that you need to work on for you. Doesn't make you wrong, doesn't make you bad, but things that you need to work on for you. You've written this down. You've also realized that this is a job. It's worse than going to work when you don't want to go to work. It's a daily regimen. But to be happy and to have joy and to have those things, this is something that you need to do daily. And you've realized, number 1, like I said, things that you need to work on, whatever your weaknesses is, your insecurities, whatever you're upset about, whatever you're going through, divorce, you lost a job, your business, whatever it is, everybody's going through something. You've learned what those things are and what you have to work on, and it's overwhelming. I know, I'm not saying this is easy, and that's why I'm doing this channel, because I've walked through this, and I'm still walking through it. You've also learned, and here's the key thing, you are your biggest obstacle. Like I had said before, when you want something you've never had, you must do something you've never done. Think about that. Think about that for 1 minute. If you wanted more money and you have a job, well, you work more overtime, or you'll budget, or you'll do this. But I'm talking about your foundation, you and everything. You being grounded with you, which will make everything else flow. Number 1, are you happy? Are you joyful? If you're not, and you're probably not, or you're trying to build on yourself, I'm hoping you are. We're happy, and we got to be who we got to be and get through our mundane, everyday life things. But if you're really upset and not happy with yourself and you've written these things down, you know what you need to work on, then it needs to begin You need to begin to work on your foundation. See, your foundation moves everywhere. You go to work, you come home, you do whatever you do when you come home. I don't know what that is. But after a while, that becomes mundane. Start to get in the habit of doing what we normally do. And you're saying, I'm not happy, I'm not joyful about anything. Well, what is it? Find what it is and focus on that. One of the things I started to do, I had to, was when I got up in the morning. I had my coffee, brought my stuff downstairs, got my coffee at the table. Before I opened up my phone, anything, I sat and thought, what do I have to be grateful? What do I have to be grateful for? And this was going through things that I heard, don't be like this. If you're using this all the time, then use it for something for you, for something positive. And I'm not against anybody using that because this is social media here. But what I got in the habit of doing was taking 10 minutes. 10 minutes before I did anything. I quit watching TV really altogether. Or if it was on, I'm just staring at it and really thinking. And in that turmoil, I sat and I thought, well, first of all, I got up today. I'm grateful for that. Then I started to think about, as I was on Facebook and I see people that have lost a loved one, have lost their job, that lost a child. You have something to be happy about. You have something to be grateful for. Another thing, smiling. Smile. Fake it till you make it. Smile. Start your day off when you see somebody you do, you're going to get gas for you going to work, whatever it is, you're in the supermarket, smile. Smile at somebody. What you're doing is you're starting to reprogram yourself. So when you start to get these negative things, smile. Think about what you need to be grateful for. Yeah, you got to go to work. Yeah, you got to do that. But you have a job. You have a place to come home. There are people that don't have that. Start there. Take the approach for yourself. Start loving yourself. Start working on yourself. And I'm not saying it's easy. But you have to start doing that. You have to. As you do this and you start to smile, you'll see people smile back. You see some people look at you like you're crazy. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Because what you're doing is you're putting out positive, whether you realize it or not. Even though you might be thinking this, but taking that 10 minutes in the morning saying, you know what, I'm going to have a grateful heart today. I'm going to be happy today. Don't let 10 minutes at work or something that's going on there, or don't let that complete your whole day. Stop. Take a breath. If you have to walk away, but smile. Say, you know what? I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. Number 2, the confidence in that, lacking confidence. But by smiling to other people, you're going to see other people are going to smile back. And I know everybody knows somebody that when you're going through something, they're just positive all the time. They're happy all the time. And you're just like, man, it just irritates me. Well, it just tells you where you're at. And even though they might be doing that, and I can tell you, there is nobody in this world that does not have some kind of struggle. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care what you own. Somebody always feels a lack of something. And those that don't, you will see, are the most successful people, because what you're doing is you're a walking foundation. And once you start to realize that, once you internalize that, your approach to everything else is going to start to change. It's like any other habit. Instead of thinking the negative, think positive. Lack of confidence. Once you start to do that, the confidence is going to come from your inner challenges, and take them a little bit at a time. Say, hey, I smiled 8, 9. I know this might sound ridiculous to you, but you're here for a reason to watch this, or you're turning it off. But what you're doing is you're digging up the dirt for your foundation, and realize everywhere you go, you have to carry that. We talked about change before. You can embrace change, or you can deny it. But it's how you are, how grounded you are with yourself, that is going to make those changes that come in your life, those different journeys, easier to approach, more logical to approach, a better mindset, being grounded with oneself. Lack of confidence, sure, you're going to have that, especially going into something new. And even after you get past this, whatever you're dealing with right now, we're talking about, and I'm telling you, it's going to begin an inspiration in you, because you're going to see the little changes. Because if you don't change, what do you have to lose? You're going to stay in that mindset. Oh, I'm never going to be happy. You know, I don't have this. No. Smile. Speak as it's going on now, as it exists right now, because it will. You are your only obstacle. I told you earlier when we talked that you learn 2 things. You learn your weaknesses, you learn what you're upset about, what you need to work on, but you also learn that you're your biggest obstacle. But you are your number 1 investment. No money, no person, no compliment, no likes. You. And you have to invest in you. And once you start to do that, confidence will fall to the side. You'll start to get inspired. And embrace that. Keep writing that down. Look, man, you'll see, because you're programming that. You're changing that. It's like these athletes that you see, or these people that work out, and their body's sculpted and everything else, and that's what they love to do. They don't do that sitting there thinking about it or watching somebody in a gym. They go and they do that. They get in a habit. It's repetitive. They work at it. They're striving for it. Why? Because it's something they desire. It's a passion they have. And this is why I say there's got to be something that drives you. Something that drives you. As you start to do that, you're going to see people change around you. And usually the people that are going to change around you, they're kind of the same way you were a little while ago. You will see that change. They're going to think, what's going on? He's happy now. What's that about? Well, that can't be right. Well, let me tell you something. So I'm going to go to number 3, being fear. Take that fear. Now you've got a little inspiration now. You built some confidence. You're starting to feel better. You're going through this. Just doing those little things every morning. 10 minutes to yourself. Smile when you see somebody. Keep your head up. Don't be walking around with this, looking down at a phone all day. Fear-based. Being in a fear-based mode. Fear is a state of mind also. And I can tell you that. Because once I started to get inspired and I started to have this confidence, and bang, it hit me like a brick wall. And I started to feel better within myself. And people, you know, they see a change in you. And those that are with you, and those that are not, they're not. But remember, there's only one person with you your whole life. You. You got to take care of you. You've got to maintain your foundation. People are going to talk about you, whether you do good or bad. They're going to talk about you. And most of those people are talking about you is because they ain't got nothing going on with them. So and that was my biggest thing, the fear of coming out and doing the channel. What are people going to think? And who does this guy think he is? But you know what I realized? That I got to grab the reins of me. I've got to ground me. And what am I passionate about? What did I lack? Encouragement. Self-love. I had to rebuild my foundation. I have to take care of me. And through that, when we talked about lack of confidence, I finally took the jump, started the channel. And I had journaled, like you've seen in the episode before, I journaled, wrote down the camera and everything else. But when it came out to really doing that, I didn't want to announce it to my peers at work and everything else, because it's the mask you wear. We all do it. The mask we wear when we're at work, you're different when you're at home. When you're by yourself, it's your thoughts. You are your obstacle. Aren't you tired of that? I'm smiling. Aren't you tired of that? I know I am. I was. And you're not going to be perfect every day, but I can tell you, if you apply these things I'm talking to you about, you're going to see a difference. Make it a habit. When you want something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. Think about that. Apply it to anything. But apply it to you first. Be grateful for what you have. Smile at people. Walk around with your head up. Pull your shoulders back. Relax. Patience. Patience. You're going to get to a point. I jumped out and I started filming the show, and I didn't want to release it on Facebook and everything else. Again, fear-based thoughts, but I thought, who are you doing this for? My passion was to encourage and help others heal and walk through this, not because I'm somebody special, but because I had to do this. And when you encourage others and you have a positive attitude, you're going to see that the negative things around your life, they're going to push away. Because you're a moving, structured foundation. Solid. And that's going to deplete. And you need to rebuild that. Only you can rebuild that. My thing was a passion of encouraging others since I was little. And this is instilled in us from childhood. It's coping mechanisms. People pleaser. And I'm going to do a show a little bit later on being an empath. And that's nothing special. What that is somebody that's highly aware of what everything's going on around them, that it affects their everyday life. And this is kind of the same thing. But be aware of you. Take care of you. Number 4, if you don't have a dream or a passion, you had a vision of feeling better. Now, you can sit here and look at me and say, I'm not going to do that. But you're going to replace it with something else, and it's superficial. You don't want to do that. Fill your cup. Build your foundation. Take that you're dreaming about, that somebody else would say is stupid. There's only one you. There's only one you. Love yourself. Put yourself first. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a selfish way, but again, I do. A person, if I only had another person in my life, my relationship, if I had a relationship, I'd feel better. If I had more money, no. You fill you. And you will bring that to you. You chase money, you chase a person, it's going to run from you. But you build you, and being a true you, and whatever you're passionate about, and going forward, and keep going. Keep going. When you keep going, the money will follow you. The relationships will follow you. Why? Because you're a moving foundation. And that doesn't serve you, or is going to come against you, or that is harming you, or trying to tempt you or replace whatever it is for happiness, nothing's going to replace that but you. Trust in you. Trust the journey. And when you go through this once, this is the way I look at it. This is the way I look at it. It's not about the end result of this channel. It's about the enjoyment of going through it and walking through this, the confidence that it's built, taking fear and fueling me. And I'm going to tell you, it's still been a little bit rough, but I can tell you it's been a whole hell of a lot easier than just sitting around and waiting. For what? You only have one life. You might as well be happy. And you're going to find if you're happy and you're stable and you're good with yourself, you're going to be, it's going to affect people around you, and it's going to draw the things that you're passionate for. Last but not least, and I can't drive this home anymore, when you want something you never had, you must do something you've never done. You can't be great to start. You have to start to be great. You need to invest in yourself. And if you do that, all of those things that you're worried about, well, I won't have this or I won't have, no, you won't. You'll have the positive things that you're moving for. You're moving forward. You're solid. You're grounded in you. Will chase you. You will encourage others. And that's the main reason I did this channel. To have somebody turn around and say to me, hey, that really spoke to me. That means the world to me, man. That means the world to me. Because we need that. And by being positive, you see what it brings? It brings people that are looking for that. And hey, what is it? It's a daily thing. Just like you got to go to work every day. Start with you. It all starts right here. The foundation, right here and right here. And you got this. For those of you that have subscribed, thank you so much. Much love. I can't express how much I love you for that. I really, really appreciate it. For those of you that like this content, you see something, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And not only subscribe, but if you hit that little bell, that'll notify you when I upload this content, new content. And I plan on doing this weekly. That being said, I have a question for you, and you can leave below in the comments. My last thing I want to say, if the journey that builds confidence, happiness, courage, strength, it's that journey that builds the confidence, happiness, courage, strength that takes you to the next journey. And the reason I say the next is the world is going to change. Things are going to change around you. But if you're grounded and you're solid, you're going to adapt better to that. Now, my 4 pillars: strength, love, hope, faith. What are your 4 pillars? What are you struggling with? Leave below in the comments. Much love. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Don't hold on tight to what's doing you no good. You know, I talked to a friend of mine a couple weeks ago. Don't hold on tight to what's not adding value to you anymore. Instead, let go. Open up. Open hands. Open heart. Open mind. Receives. Much love and abundance to y'all. Maddie Ray, Poppy loves you. Everybody else, thanks for taking the time to watch us. I hope this helps you. See you on the next one. Journey for Passion. Peace, love, and abundance. What are you doing? Are you not subscribing? I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for the support. Much love. Peace.